Okay, let's go on with the program. I see some interesting questions about Profibus, about repeaters. I hope we can stick to the program as much as possible because this is a Profitrace training and not Profibus, but we will answer these questions. I think Alon is answering these questions, but please stick to the program. Okay, let's go to the next tab. The next step is bar graph. With this bar graph, we can see all amplitudes of all the signals of our devices. So if I see in my scope where a block pulse of my RS485, the amplitude of this block pulse in this case is 6.03 volts. My bar graph can show you that this is the amplitude of this device. So if there's one device broken, or if there is a device, I don't know, short circuit or something like that, the bar graph will change in amplitude. I cannot show you at the moment because I cannot create a short circuit, but it will change in your bar graph. Where I use the bar graph for is to see if my device is connected behind a repeater or before a repeater, because all the signals coming out of a repeater are the same. So I can see with the bar graph, is my device connected before the repeater or after the repeater. We can change our bar graph for AB differential stable voltage. That means when is my signal stable, and we can choose for the differential voltage, and the differential voltage is the average of the signal. PA signal level, well, we don't have PA at this moment, but you can also see the amplitude of your PA signal and of the PA jitter. And the jitter means what is the problem range of your signal. Okay, but standard, it's a stable voltage. That means when is my signal stable. I can change the sorting by address, by voltage low high, or by voltage high low. And that's it. That's all I can change with my bar graph. So the bar graph is an overview of all the amplitudes of all signals. Then we also have a topology of the network. We can create a topology of this network, but this is very, very interesting to use for installers, because if you have a running installation, it's not very easy to run a topology scan. Let's see if my topology scan is working right now. I am connected to the master. I have a currently running network. Let me see. My Proficore must be connected to the beginning of the end of the signal. That's correct. Segment. The segment must be without disturbance. Well, I do have a little bit of disturbance in this training kit, and I want to have a network of 1.5 megabits. Well, I have a network 1.5 megabits, so that's also correct. Do I want to have my include topology measurement log data? No, I don't need it. Okay. If I press OK, my program will calculate my topology. Let's see. Well, we have from my PLC, we have 11 meters of Profibus cable. Then it goes to address number 33. Then we have 2 meters of Profibus cable, and then we go to address number 13. 4 meters 43. We have a small cable, less than 1 meter or almost 1 meter, because it has 1 meter everywhere in between, to number 53, and 1 meter to number 23. So now I know, okay, this is how my network looks like. If I don't have any DB9 connections, I must switch this off. Then you can see that the length are a little bit changed. You see? Because my DB9 connector has a small reflection inside, a small delay. Okay, So topology, very easy to use for installers. Let's go to the next one, the network manager. The network manager is the part of the program where everything is saved. So if you have problems on your Profibus and you want to send that, for example, to my support department, then you must save this network manager file, because in this network manager file I can see all important information. I can see the AB differential voltage, the last signal, the minimum signal and the maximum signal. So if I look at my scopeware over here, I can see my last signal, my minimum signal and my maximum signal. And that's for all the devices on my Profibus. I can show all the signals. So if something went wrong on my Profibus, I can see it in my network manager, because over here everything is saved. I can also see my topology and I can see my bar graph. I can change some information of this point where I'm measuring. For example, segment number 1, I can change this name. Well, I am connected to my Profibus training kit. We call it T. Enter. So now I know, okay, I was measuring at Profibus training kit T. Where am I measuring? I'm measuring at the PLC. There it goes. Now I see that I was measuring on my PLC. I can also add segments. Let's see, if I right click on this, I can add a new segment. So now I want to measure on Profibus training kit S, for example, and I can start new measurements, and I can also select a different measurement point. So now I will measure on address number 1. So this way I can set up my complete installation, and I can measure my installation within one Profitrace record file, so one network manager file. I can stop processing, that will not measure anymore. I can select the measurement, the point where I am measuring. So now I'm at S and I've got address number 1. So now my program will measure on this segment. And I can save it. I can reload my saved network manager. So I can set up my complete network and I can create one Profitrace file. This information will also be in our report, but I will show you the report later on. But this information will be shown in the report. Okay, then we've got one more tab to go. That's Proficapta, our master functionality. So if you have a configuration tool, for example, your Siemens configuration tool step 7 or ABB configuration tool, I don't know what the name is, but ABB configuration tool, Yokogawa configuration tool, there are multiple configuration tools in the world, but they all look like the same. You have a catalog where all your GSD files are in, and you have a PLC in your screen over there, and most of the times there is a Profibus line coming out of there. In this catalog are all the devices which are loaded into your program. If I want to load a new GSD file in my program, I can go to settings and add copy GSD to catalog. Then I can search for my GSD files. Over here are my GSD files. And I can select the GSD file I want. And my program will add this to my catalog. So if I go to my percentag GSD files over there, I can open it and then it will be added to my catalog. Do you want to regenerate your catalog? Yes, I want it. Okay. So now I see that there's a Procentec device in there. But I also have our Wago and I also have some small devices. So I can add all DSD files of my installation. To set up a device, I can drag it under my Profibus line. I can drag it everywhere I want in my screen. It doesn't matter where. I can drag it everywhere I want except on the Profibus line. So now if I drag it under my Profibus line, I see that it's connected, like over here. If I want to add Profibus lines, I can select draw wire and I can draw this wire like that. Okay. But again, you can drag it everywhere you want. You doesn't have to connect it to this purple Profibus line. Okay. Now I must set up my device. Well, this is a GK16IDP and I think the address of this device is 53. Let's see. I want to activate it. I want to select number 53. 53. Okay, so that means my device in the field has address number 53 and I want to use it. I want to activate it. Do I want to activate my watchdog? Yes, I want to activate my watchdog. I need to set up the modules of this device. Well, this device is a simple slave. It only has one module. Select this module. Okay, and then okay. So now I've set up this device that I want to use it with Profi Captain. But because my normal PLC is still running, I'm not able to get this device in Data Exchange with Profi Captain because there can only be one master which have this device in Data Exchange. So I must switch off my PLC. Let me see. Where is my switch? Over there. And I need to make a Profibus speed. So if I double click on my PLC, I can set up my PLC. So I can change my bus parameters. And I can set up my all bus parameters of Profibus. I can auto detect bus parameters over here. So if you already have a master, you can auto detect the baud rate on this Profibus line. I can change it to whatever speed I want. So let's set it to 93.75 now. Okay, and I can go to the operate mode. Well, it's explained next to the bottom. So if you select stop mode, your PLC, your Profi core will send messages on your Profibus. And you have to take care, you have to remember that your Profi core is really going to send messages on your Profibus. So you need to know what you are doing if you want to use this in a running installation. But I will go to operate because it's my test kit. And now my Profi core is sending Profibus messages. And you see that my device now is in Data Exchange. So now I can test my device on my desk. Let's see in Profitrace, because now we know how it works. Let's go to Profitrace and see that I have my master number 1. I use a speed of 93.75 and my 53 is in Data Exchange. Number 13 is on the bus, number 23 is on the bus, 33 and 43, but only number 53 is in Data Exchange. Okay, let's go back to Profi Captain. So if I also want to have Wago online, I can drag Wago to my Profibus line. Well, if I drag it, look at that, this is the only place I'm not able to drag it, not on my line, only under and wherever my screen I want, like that. The address of my Wago is number 13. I want to activate it, And now I must select the modules which are in this WAGO module. Well, I have it in front of me. I know the first module is a no PI channel. The second one, I need to see the code. That's a 504. So a 504. And we've got a 400. And we have got a 466. These are the codes which are on my Profibus cards. Okay, no, that's not correct. There's one module is not correct because I see a purple background over here, and purple means configuration fault. Let's see which one is wrong. It's very small, so I think the first one is not correct. I can't see it. Yeah. 501. No, it's a 501 instead of 504. So this one I can erase. 501, and I can insert this module over there. Let's see if this is the correct one. Yes, this is the correct one. So now I see that also my WAGO is in data exchange, and I still have 23, 33, and 43 left. Sometimes they become yellow because of the refreshing rate of my Profitrace. That's not a big problem. If I go to File, New, I see everything is running fine. And now I can change my outputs of my WAGO. Well, my program selected the output module. So output address number 1. So if I want to change the outputs of my WAGO, I need to write information to address number 1. So memory address number 1 is an output. I want to see it as an unsigned 8 at watch. So if I modify this value to number 1, well, you can see it, but I can see that the LED is going on. So now I can change my outputs of my devices. I can also read the inputs. Let's see if I've got the analog value. I've got an analog card over there. The input address is number 3 up till 6. Let's see, input 3 at I think the 3 up till 6 is a floating point value. I don't know, but let's try. Nope. But over here I can see a value. Let's see if I can change something. Yeah, you see the value is changing by changing the analog input. So now I can see if my device is sending over the correct data. What do we have more? Let's see. Well, we can save our project. We can load a project. Zoom in, zoom out is in the screen. We can also do class 2 commands, and with class 2 commands that's acyclic data communication. So for example, if you have devices without any dip switches or rotary switches, you must set the device address by software. And by using the class 2 commands, you can change an address of a device by software just by going to set change slave address. and I can change an address to an address whatever I want. Okay, then I've got my last part of the program. That is the report, because I also want to show you the report. I will switch off Profi Captain, zoom in, switch off Profi Captain offline, and I will switch on the PLC again. Let's see, everything is gone. I will switch on the PLC again. Well, we are still reading on 93.75, but my PLC is on 1.5 megabits. So auto detect baud rate. There it is again. Okay, file, new, clear all current information. Okay. Let's see. So if I go to my network manager, I can show the list of devices. So stop processing. Segment 1. Okay, show list, there they are. And if I go to my report right now, I can generate a report of my measurement I did until now. So my location now is, we are at Percentec. Network name is Profibus Training Kit T. I can add some data, some details of my project. For example, online training. I can also add some remarks. My name is Elmar Vis. My company name is Procentec. You see that you must fill this in, this mandatory, because we receive a lot of reports per day and we want to know where it's coming from. So please fill in this information. And I can select what do I want to have in my report. Do I want to have the live list? Do I want to have the device table, the bar graph, the device details? Everything I want to see in my report, I can just select or deselect. Do I want to see the complete bar graph? Or do I want to see the topology? Well, it's not there yet. Do I want to see signals of all devices, all min, max, last, everything? Yes, I want to see it. I can add my own logo. So if you want to create a report for your customers, you can add your own logo in there. And I can change the language to Chinese, Czechese, or German, whatever the languages there are. Okay, I will set it to English, and I will generate the report, and my program will give me all kind of information of my network. So we are at location Percentec, measuring network name is PTKT. It is an online training. This is my Proficore serial number. This is the version of Profitrace I've used. The speed, number of masters, number of slaves, the cycle time. Or do we have problems on this network or not? Next page. Well, what kind of problems did we have? We have generic diagnosis during data exchange. We have some syncs, and we had some parameter problems. Some project details, the remarks, well, nothing is in there. The live list. We have ident number of the live list. Let's say if you have information about the device, it will be in here. The bar graph of the measurements. You see that the differential voltage and the stable voltage are both in there. And we have all the signals of all devices in the report. So now you can tell your customer, this is how your network looks like right now, or this is your own network. This is how my network looks like right now. And after a year, you can do the new measurement again and see how your signals looks like. Is it changed? Is it the same? Is it bad? Is it worse? Is it better? So you can check your own network by generating a report. Of course, you can save this, you can print this. This is just a PDF. Okay, there's one more thing I want to explain, and that is our wizard, because we have made this program as easy as possible for customers. If you don't know how the program works, if you still want to do troubleshooting on your Profibus, you can use the wizard. Over here in Profitrace, you can find a button called wizard, and this wizard will set up your program for you. It will do everything to do trouble finding or to do a network audit. For example, if I do trouble finding, then my program will see what the baud rate is. It will check, it will set some trigger settings, and it will wait and wait and wait and wait. It will measure your Profibus 24 hours a day. So your program is waiting for problems on your Profibus right now. So if something's happening on your Profibus, switch off a device, something went wrong, there you see that your program will directly save it to your laptop, and it will restart your triggering again. So now there are already saved messages on my laptop. Because if your computer goes down or something else, then there's already messages on your laptop. Okay, let's see. I want to finish this wizard. Do you like to generate a report directly? Well, if I can say yes, but no, and this time I don't want to do it. No. And then my program will jump to the directory where Profitrace has saved the information. And it generated a zip file, and the zip file is important if you want us to see the measurements. You can send this zip file to our support department, and we can have a look at this measurement. But also the files, you see that it's saved, triggered, and this is the PTD Profitrace data file, and we also saved the network manager file because there are the electrical signals in. Yeah, you can send it to support@percentec.com. Okay. Yeah, so this is the wizard. You can just let your program do everything for you. You don't have to do anything at all. Okay, well, I think I explained all functions of our Profitrace program. Of course, you can ask all kind of questions. Just send the questions to Profibus, to support@percentec.com. We can answer all questions you want. If you want to know how to do troubleshooting on Profibus, please follow our troubleshooting and maintenance training. There we will explain all electrical signals. How does a short circuit look like? How does an open wire looks like? A missing termination, and so on. One moment, Alona has a question. Yes, back again. We have one question. Someone want to see a signal of a bad, an example of a bad signal. Well, I will go to Scopeware. Over here, I can see a good signal right now. But if I create some problems on my Profibus, let me see. Where is it? This one, I think. You see that if I create a problem on my Profibus, I can see a bad signal on my Profibus. So these are not square block pulses anymore. Again, if you want to know, if you want to find out what kind of problems this is, and if you want to see what the distance is to the problems, please follow our troubleshooting and maintenance training, because we can explain you everything you want on Profibus troubleshooting. Okay, we will stay here for a couple of minutes to answer questions. I hope you like the online training. Yeah, I would say just work with it, try the program, and good luck. Okay, see you.